Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Powerful Man Show. I am your host, Doug Holt, with my co-host, Tim, the Powerful Man Matthews. How you doing, brother?
Doing well. Yeah, I enjoyed that last video. Cleared the energy, cleared the space.
Good. Love it.
So I guess I'm taking this one away. Cool. So the guy, another person I was speaking with, actually today, in fact, he said something that really resonated for me. It reminded me of a situation that I used to struggle with a lot. And looking back, I made it so difficult for myself. And what I used to do is I used to essentially lie to myself and to others. And when I say lie, they weren't major lies. But as I reflect upon it now, even though they were the little lies, they're still lies and they still have the same effect of holding you back as any lie does, right? Because you can't lie to yourself. It's impossible. And I used to kid myself, telling myself that I could. Then what I would do is I would hide. That's the reality. I would hide the truth of what was really going on, and I would make things seem better than they were. It might be the numbers in my business, or even people might ask me, "Oh, how are you doing?" I'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'm doing great." But really, on the inside, I was feeling like I was crumbling. Right? The lights were on, but no one was home. And the more that I told everybody else that I was great, the more it put this distance between me and what was really going on. And this gap in the middle was almost like, well, it was the five agonies in no man's land, really, looking back. And I was ashamed. That's the reality. I was ashamed of the truth. So I hid from it and I buried it with all sorts, working longer hours, going to the gym and working out. So if I was in good shape, then, it was a mask. Working out was a mask. Money was a mask. Business was a mask. There were so many masks that I wore to pretend to everybody, so like you said, they could see the representative and they couldn't see behind the mask because I was ashamed of what was behind the mask. And what I didn't realize back then was that the longer that I put on that front, the harder it came to take the mask off. Because the heavier the mask weighed. But in reality, the only person that the mask was weighing down was me. I told myself that if I take off the mask and people really see the truth, then I'm going to be a failure. I'm not going to be the man that people think I am. And looking back, the real fear there was that people will then leave me, right? My partner will leave me. My friends will abandon me. I'll be left on my own and just as a failure, right? People want to be with the real me when all this facade is taken away. And I think it's something a lot of men struggle with, especially men that we speak with on a daily basis. And I think it's important to, in this particular video, Doug, I'd love to shine a light on what's actually going on there. So if there is somebody that's maybe in that position, watching this right now, who knows? Maybe we can give them a little insight that helps them to see this a little bit different.
Yeah, I think it happens to a lot of us, right? Especially as leaders in our businesses and our communities. We feel like we need to put on that facade so nobody knows what's going on the inside. And society's taught us that too, Tim. Is you got to be tough, stiff upper lip, pull myself up by my own bootstraps, all those things we've heard over the years as kids growing up and as men as you get older. And the truth of the matter is, someone told me not too long ago, they said, vulnerability is the new black, right? Kind of the idea of the new clothes. It's the new in thing. And I don't think it's a temporary in thing. I think what's happened is you're seeing a lot of masculine men find power, because it's the scary thing, is to be vulnerable. And then what you find out when you're actually showing people the real you, one is no one cares as much as you do about you, right? Two is the reality is it sets you free and it allows you to connect with other people more. And when you think about life, a lot of what life is about, to me anyway, that I see, is connection with yourself, connection with others, connection to a higher spirit. And when you're stuffing that down and you're putting your representative, it's almost like you're an alternate universe, right? You have like an AI machine representing you, and that shuts down your emotion, and you're not able to enjoy the highs and the lows that life's able to get to you. And you become monotone, and nobody wants to be that one-dimensional monotone person, that's out there. You're really missing out on the flavors of life. It'd be kind of like, having rubber chicken for every single meal, right? Plain chicken, you get bored of it. You need to have the spices, and the spices come with some of the battle scars and wounds that we go through with experiencing life.
So true. That's a great way to describe it, because I was thinking back to when I was in that space. It really was vanilla. It'd be the best way. I actually love vanilla ice cream, but it was just plain. The existence was plain. And this is where I think for many of the men that come to us, they often look like they've got the ideal life, right? The business, the home, maybe 2 homes, the holidays, the wife, the kids. Yet they feel very differently about it on the inside. And they feel like a man on an island in the middle of the ocean, not able to turn to anybody, because everybody looks at them like, come on, Doug, what have you got to complain about? You've got it all. Come on, Doug, what's wrong with you? And that just continues to build that layer of mask, because in that moment they learn that, oh shit, I can't be me. I can't take this mask off. It gets so heavy that the strength to take it off can become quite overwhelming. But the reality is, for me, it was a complete story I was telling myself. That shame that I was building, every layer I did to the mask, I made it up.
Yep.
No one was telling me to tell myself the story that I was. And like you said, when I actually learned how to take that mask off, I realized, one, nobody actually cared like I thought they did. Like, they cared about me, but they didn't, this whole story I was telling myself that I made up was a complete fallacy. There was no need for me to be trapped for so long in my own story, weighed down. So nobody cared about the story, was the first thing I realized. People cared about me, just me, without the car or the business or whatever. Well, actually, I've never had a good car. Not really into cars, but whatever it is, nobody cared about those. They just cared about me. And the third thing I realized was it actually set me free. It really did. And it wasn't the other thing, it wasn't as hard as I thought at all.
Never it is.
No, it's kind of like going to the gym, right? Sometimes you can tell yourself that, oh God, I just can't bother going to the gym today. It's going to be so difficult. Then often you can get there after telling yourself that story the entire time and have some of your best workouts.
Absolutely.
It's never the way it is it? So if you're a guy in this position, I don't know if you are, know that you're not alone, first and foremost. Know that, that mask is, maybe it's something that you're making up. You're telling yourself. And maybe head over to thealphareset.com. Where you can find out more about how we help men, maybe in a similar position to you, married businessmen, to be able to grow the business without sacrificing the health, the happiness, and the relationships. And in turn, they end up fixing the marriage without talking about it. It always goes that way. Doug, anything else you want to add before we jump off this one?
Yeah, just guys, life's too short for average, and this program's not for the average man. So if you're ready to break free, get unstuck, this is your call out and this is your chance. So it's time to take action.
I love it. Guys, until next time, have a great day.